Good evening. A few days ago we were complaining we can't get to Jerusalem. We're snowed out. And tonight I'm snowed in Jerusalem. And the question is, why? Why did God choose to keep me out of Jerusalem for a couple of days? And now that I wish to leave, God is keeping me here. And the answer comes from the Lubavitcher Rebbe many years ago, explaining to a whole convention of women who couldn't get back to their families because of a storm, that God forbid that this is a punishment, but rather that there's some unfinished business to do, and that one must storm the city with goodness and kindness and the knowledge of God. And so that's what we'll try to do. We'll try to storm the airways with the knowledge of God, and perhaps that's the reason why we're here, to give you the message from the Holy Land. There is a book of the Kabbalah recently published called the Shulchan Aruch HaZohar, that is the book that defines how one should conduct oneself on a daily basis based upon the Zohar. The book is composed of 31 different volumes, written by the hand of Rabbi Abish Tzeinworth. It's an incredible work, and I had the privilege of buying one of the last 2 copies available, at least to the author. I did so yesterday prior to going to a funeral of our dear departed friend Miriam Niederlander of blessed memory, and we'll talk about that soon, but I want to talk about this event that took place with buying this exotic book of the Kabbalah. I was all excited. A friend of mine wanted the book, and so I was able to get it, and now I was going to ship it. But in order to ship it, I had to pick it up. I had to pick it up from a photographer that had photographed each of the plates, each of the pages, so that they can be reproduced. These were in 2 boxes. The total weight of them was approximately 26 kilograms, or somewhere in the vicinity of 60 pounds. Now, when I was a young man, 60 pounds I could pick up with one hand. But now as an old man, it's kind of hard, and I took them out of the trunk from the parking lot, barely got to the elevator, had to put them down and shove them across the floor. I tried picking them up again to going up the stairs, and I saw after about 40, 50 feet, that's as far as I could go. Now there were some people who observed this and saw this, at least saw me struggling, at least saw me with these boxes, without stopping to think, how is this old man with a white beard going to get them anywhere? But they were too busy with their own personal lives to think how they could possibly help. I went over to a young person, thinking that perhaps I could hire him for a few shekel just to carry the books across the street to the mailbox, to the post office. He told me he was busy because he was he was working, but he was outside. He either smoking a cigarette or he had a lunch break. And so he asked me what I needed. I told him I needed to get the books to the post office. Oh, just across the street? He took the bigger box and he let me take the smaller box. And we went across the street and he helped me. I asked him how much I owed him. He said nothing. The man had no kippah and didn't know me. I was a perfect stranger. Kindness, character, responsibility is not something that's dependent upon your religious pedigree, but upon the character that you build in the course of a lifetime. And I'm a witness to that. Here in Jerusalem, a man took time out to help a perfect stranger. Wasn't religious, didn't have a kippah on. I'm a religious man. Usually we are loggerheads. But the human kindness and the Menschlichkeit came across this special young man. Wherever he may be, should be blessed. But the lesson is clear. We're not too busy to help someone struggling to get across the street. And if we are, shame on us.